but I was about to ask
There's,
you.
there's the audience. Hi, I'm Robert Kilgore. Today I'd like to talk to you about teachers. In our society, they're very underappreciated. According to educationweek.org, teachers are paid up to 36% less than similar professionals at their jobs. How many of you have had a teacher that you loved or that you wanted to reconnect with because they were just such a good teacher? For me, that was my chemistry teacher, my physical science teacher, and my physics teacher, Mr. Spoler. He always encouraged and inspired me and pushed me to be the best me I could. He was also always there as a friend. When I had a problem or whenever I had something exciting, I always found myself showing up at his room, not only because I had friends in there that I wanted to tell, but also because I wanted to tell him. The day that I got an A in my calculus class, he was the first person I went to go tell because I was so excited to tell him. He always made you feel like you were welcome there, and he never made you feel like you couldn't learn anything there. All teachers do this to some degree. That's their job, but it can be very thankless for them. Many teachers want to inspire you. They want to push you to be the best you can be. Without that, we have a bunch of people that don't necessarily want to strive for anything. You can float through the class just getting the assignments done and not pushing yourselves. You know, a lot of my teachers at Global Impact would push me to do a project better. I would say, I want to do this as my project, and they would tell me, I don't think you should do that. You're above that. You could do something better than that. And that is their job. They want to push you and not just let you take the easy route, because that's not what school is about. Whenever you're young, it can be hard to know what you want to do whenever you're older, and they can help you find that. A lot of my science teachers helped me realize I love science, and even though I don't necessarily want to be a direct scientist, I want to go into computer science, which is a branch of that field, and also I still have a love for science. Teachers just want to help you, which can be problematic for them because a lot of times students don't necessarily want the help. They just want you to be the best you can be, and that can upset a lot of kids. While it can upset them, especially if you have a friendly relationship with them where they may feel like they deserve a free A for no reason, that can be alleviated with setting boundaries. Teachers are there for you at some of the most vulnerable time in your life. When you're around teachers, you're often younger and you have a lot of more hormones in your body and you're worried about all these things and you have chemical imbalances. Not only to top that off, but you're dealing with friends and a family life, and you're dealing with your, depending on your age, maybe you're working, you're also dealing with school and not just their class, and they need to be able to understand that while also still pushing you to be the best you can be. Many kids can have problems in high school, and these can be the hardest for teachers to take care of because they want the help the least. It's so hard to help somebody that doesn't want help, and that's kind of what a teacher has to do. Is a lot of students aren't excited to learn, they aren't excited to do this, and the best teachers can get them excited even when they don't want to. And it can be very thankless, especially whenever maybe if you're trying too hard to be their friend, they feel as though that you're just going to get a free A. I don't know about you guys, but if I had a friend that just gave me an F on something, I would be very peeved at them. I would be upset with them. So a teacher has to be able to draw a clear boundary that while they may be friendly with you, they're still your teacher and they still have to be academically honest. Teachers are some of the first people that can prove to kids that they are valuable outside of their family and their friends. Of course, your family values and your friend values you, but they can prove to you that you mean something more to the world than just to your friends and your family. They can prove that you can make something of yourself and that other people will value you. For a kid that maybe hasn't always had the easiest time in school, they could show them that just because of that doesn't mean that there's, someone else is better than them. They can prove to them that you can rise above those challenges and that you can be the best you can be. And maybe that's better than the best someone else can be, but it doesn't matter. Teachers are with kids for one of the hardest times of their lives. They can push you to your best, and they can also be your friend. That can cause problems, but as long as you set up the correct professional boundaries, it'll work out okay, and we need to start appreciating them more. Teachers are preparing our workforce for what they're going out into. If we don't start treating that with more respect, then we may start to see a decline in teachers. And we also need to honor the ones that we've had in the past. Maybe you have that teacher that you really liked in high school or in college. If you still have a contact with them, maybe call them up, tell them how you've been doing, tell them how they inspired you, maybe invite them to a cup of coffee and let them know where you've gone with your life. I'm sure they'd love to hear. it can be very thankless, and while me and you can't necessarily do something about their pay, we can teach future students and ourselves that they need to be honored more and that we need to make sure they feel appreciated, because it's one of the most thankless jobs and one of the ones that deserves the most thanks. Thank you.
Is everybody doing? All right, that's it.